This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
This podcast is of our first show back after a break, and so we're a little
No, you
rusty.
can tell.
Yeah. We talk about some of the stuff we did on our break. It was super interesting. You're going to love that part.
There were some
Yeah, we
eerie coincidences, actually, because Sean
were.
bumped into somebody in Bali who played a
Yep.
significant role in his
Yes,
life.
so we do ask what are the chances in that one.
We tell you exactly how, the best way for you to break both your wrists are.
And your pelvis. Don't forget your pelvis.
Sorry,
Nathan. You
and
keep
your
forgetting your
pelvis.
pelvis.
It's a matching set.
Let's go! This is Perth Zone.
Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Yes, on Nova. 937.
556, Nathan and Sean. Yeah, we're back, everybody.
Morning,
Happy
everyone.
Tuesday.
We don't deal with change very well.
No.
Firstly,
No.
when I walked in here, I was enraged. Who just adjusts every chair they ever sit on?
Yeah, it's a Goldilocks thing. It happens here
So
regularly.
anyway, my chair was all out of whack.
Oh,
But then there
I'm
was
sorry
something
for your
on
loss.
Thank you. It's a big thing, Sean. You
big
know when
thing.
you just get it right. You know when someone gets in your car seat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's like,
annoying.
No,
That's annoying.
No, it's like,
Yeah.
and you can never get it. You never mentally get it back to the right
It's
spot.
you can never get it. It's impossible.
Never. So on our screen here, where we usually look at the CCTV footage throughout the station, Sean, what's up there now?
Well, we're seeing a silhouette of the city. Well, it's more than a
It's
silhouette.
the Perth skyline.
It's just but it seems it's not exactly on point with the colouring.
Oh no, it's beautiful. It's like a blue hue. It's sort of like a greeny yellow tinge in the sky. It's absolutely beautiful. Sean goes, "Where's that image coming from?" And so we've got a camera on top of Nova that shoots at the city. I don't know
when?
why we do. Why do we have that?
Also, it says like roof at the top there, so that's a bit of a giveaway.
But why here in our building? Why do we need to 24 hours a day monitor the city?
Because something happens. Look, there's a plane taking off. Look at that.
Oh, there is too.
Oh,
Look
there's
at
a
it.
plane
To the right
taking
hand
off.
side.
Quick, we got to hear first. The plane is taking off. And it is going somewhere. Sam's trying to shoot it on the video. He can't find
Wow.
it. There it is, Sam.
Look,
Big
it's
news.
about
Get
to
it to
go.
Ellie.
It's
Get
about
it to
to go
Ellie.
off the side of the TV.
Wow, this is how
And
we're
it's
starting.
gone.
If this is how we're starting the show back from the holidays, this is going to be a rip-up.
We've been nominated for an award.
Yes,
Can you
we
believe
had.
it?
Finally they heard some of this gold.
Oh, okay.
We got heaps to do. We'll talk about it later. How about that?
You know, you're only a what if away from a holiday with whatif.com.
You could go to the dentist or all the kids' sports.
But what if it was a weekend on the coast instead? Book hotels, holiday rentals, apartments, and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
How was your week off, guys?
Oh, it goes so quick, and I was so disappointed with myself that I didn't
didn't
go away, and
Oh,
it's
Nat,
so
yeah.
out of my character
Yeah.
to not go away. So I had to do boring things like clean out the room.
But that's good to do.
I know.
It's good to do. And you know what? You feel like you've achieved something.
Yeah,
Even
I
putting
do.
on a load of laundry at my house, I feel like, there should be an awards ceremony.
I would, I would write a little list of things, and it was like do 2 loads of
Yes.
washing, and it's like tick. Okay, I've done it. Like that's
Can I
not,
say
I don't
that-
feel like it's an amazing achievement.
No, it is. Congratulations.
It is.
No, it is.
It's
Natalie,
mental- it's mental freedom.
It is. Anything you did to make your life better and easier at home during that week, I congratulate you.
I agree, but how
And I just want to say, because I think it's the start of this year, is it? I've been, and it was on my list to do during this week as well. It was the change the oven light. And I still haven't
that's
done
been
it.
on your list for a long time.
How many things are you baking
That's
that you
right
need
up
to
there
look at?
mopping
Do
the
you know what
floor.
I mean?
I know, it's not like a cavern of darkness. I
No.
can see in there.
Yeah.
But just the fact that I just need to pull the thing out and change the bulb, that's just one thing that I cannot do. So I congratulate you,
Thank
Sean.
you.
You did things.
Yeah,
You did all the things.
I did all things. I'll get to that in a second. But you just mentioned your oven. How come you use the oven but you don't use the toaster?
What do you mean?
You have a toaster in a box.
Yeah, I do.
And the oven seems like some kind of a cooking device that I think, well, does he
That you
use
would
that
want to keep
anyway?
pristine.
Oh, right. You're saying the oven is more expensive, so I should never have used that, and I should have used the toaster. Well, Sean, you've just gone whole spanner on the
Because
works.
how do you make toast? You put it in
I put it under the grill.
in the oven, yeah.
Like I'm at Nana's house 100 years ago. I might as well put it on a stick and put it over a fire.
You're pretty close to it.
And then I have to turn it physically on the other side.
Yeah. You know what? Where you don't have to do that with a toaster.
I can't use it. It's in the box. So, all right, you went everywhere.
Yeah, well, we finished here. We had a dinner together, so that was
Yes.
a good night. Then the next night I had a football wind-up for my team, and then we caught the early flight to Bali. When I got to Bali, it was just on straight away.
Oh,
I was
of
there for
course.
5 nights.
Yeah.
Previously, though, about 4 months ago, I
Committed
to going up to Broome for this long weekend. And it was a chili festival up there run by a lovely lady called Kylie, and I got involved there over this weekend just gone. But I went from plane ride to...
So you got off the plane from Bali on the Thursday.
Yeah, got home about 8:30 at night, and then I saw the two oldest kids who didn't come with us. My 17-year-old son Cooper, he said it was his last week of school, so he said he's not coming. And then he found out we're staying at the Padma Hotel, which is the place we've stayed for many times. And then he spewed when we got there.
Oh, so he didn't think the accommodation was going to be up to scratch for him.
That's right.
But then when he saw it, he went, "Oh, that's upsetting."
Yeah. So his level of accommodation, it's got to be at the Padma.
Can you say the funny thing is your two children that didn't go on the holiday told you today?
Oh, yeah. So my oldest son, Lachlan, as he's walking up the stairs, I said, "By the way, me and Mum and Sonny were off to Broome tomorrow morning, so we're not going to see you again for a few days." And he said, "Oh, this is unbelievable. You guys owe us 2 holidays now."
So they opted not to go. And this is an adult who's like nearly 22.
Yeah, we had work commitments because he owes me that much money.
Can I just say, like, it sounds ridiculous, but back in the day, I mean, if we asked that, we were going to have heads slapped off.
No, because our holidays, we're going to visit our grandparents' place and staying on a farm in Bruce Rock. It's not exactly a glamorous holiday.
When you're
totally
a kid,
changed.
when you're
Totally
younger,
changed.
you can't wrap your mind around that yet.
No.
You don't know too much about money. You don't understand it. You just got to get your stuff back.
Your
owe them.
expectations
You're
are
right.
high. We
owe them.
We owe
2
them.
holidays.
Yeah, I owe them holidays left, right and centre.
Seems legit.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Get the best blonde for you. Book now at morrismead.com.au. Love your hair, love Morris Mead.
Well done to Priya for singing that song.
Yes. Bit of
Priya
blondie
Cunningham.
action from Priya.
Fantastic, Priya. Lovely.
Up for grabs right now. $500 cash plus $500 to spend at Morris Mead to be your best blonde.
Yasmin is our first contestant. Yas, do you know your blondes?
Maybe, I hope so.
That's okay, Yasmin. It's going to be super simple. And you're going against Derek from Midland. Hi, Derek.
Hello.
Hey, Derek. Are you familiar with blonde famous people, Derek?
As much as that's in Women's Weekly.
That's okay. Yeah,
it's good.
Now, guys, who is it, Derek?
This is going to be a series of questions, right? With a simple answer. This celebrity is going to be blonde. This can be a sports star. It can be someone off TV from movies. It could also be a character from a book, something made up.
Okay.
But we do know they're blonde.
We know
That's
they're
the important
blonde.
bit. If you know who the blondie is, you need to buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take the point for that round. You get it wrong, no point awarded. It is the best of 5. Let's test your buzzers. Yasmin.
Yasmin.
Derek.
Derek.
Working well.
Lovely. This is a short question. Here we go. He's just Ken.
Yasmin.
Derek.
Yes, Yasmin.
Ryan Gosling.
Yasmin's on the board, my friend.
Damn. Look what's happening.
Yasmin leads 1-0.
Blonde number 2. She once went to the Grammys in an egg.
Derek.
Derek.
Was it Lady Gaga?
Yes,
Derek.
Derek.
She looked amazing with blonde hair.
Okay.
Good Derek. Just what Yasmin did and threw it back in her face.
It's 1-1. This is a match for the
This
ages.
is huge, Natalie.
Blonde number 3. He's been in a lot of movies holding a hammer.
Derek.
Derek
Chris Hemsworth.
is correct.
Yes, Derek.
Derek.
what
Derek
is
shot out
happening?
to a 2-1
Wow.
lead.
When this first started, we thought this was Yasmin's game.
I know. I remember when it was
I
Yasmin's
know,
game.
remember?
I don't. It was so long ago.
You need to come back now, Yasmin.
All right, here we
Yeah.
go. Next question. A prince used her long hair as rope.
Yasmin.
Yes, Yasmin.
Prince Charming.
No.
We were looking
a
for the
prince
name
used
of
her long hair as
the owner
rope.
of the hair, which was, of course, Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
Oh.
I
It's
know.
still 2-1.
All right.
Derek's in the lead.
All right, next question.
Well, this is the last question.
This is it.
So
Oh.
you can either tie it up or we go to a tiebreaker, or, Derek, you can win.
She's famous for writing songs about her exes and enemies.
Derek.
Yasmin.
Derek?
Taylor Swift.
Yes, Derek.
Oh.
Derek's done it, everybody.
She's now wag.
You're getting the new do, Derek. Up the grabs. You won $500 cash plus $500 to spend at Morris Mead to be your very best blonde.
Sounds good to me.
I know.
Good on you, Derek.
Yeah, well done.
Oh, yeah,
thank you.
Great sport. Don't worry, we're going to play Blondies all over again tomorrow, everybody.
right,
a new
everyone.
batch of blondes.
Yeah.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Nathan, Nat and Sean's show from your suburb with RAC. Only on Nova 937.
For local and friendly service, RAC Insurance is WA's most trusted insurer. For local, friendly and mostly trustworthy radio, here's Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Now, historically, we've had 2 shows from your suburb.
Yes, we
started
have.
in Averley,
Yeah.
which was our first time in Averley.
Yep.
Quite the experience. Then we went to Duncraig. That was a cracking
Yep.
day as well.
I mean,
massive,
we've
actually.
probably done around 5,000 shows from Subiaco.
That gets us
True.
fair call.
Not everybody's invited, though.
They're
That's the
not.
difference.
They're not.
That's
And
the
this is the
difference.
difference. This is open slather. It's like everyone come down. There's no rules, Sean.
It certainly is. Look, it's going to be a day full of fun, food, coffee, games all morning.
And the most exciting thing is we've got $10,000 from our mates at RAC to give away down there. So you got to come down and you've got to be there to enter the draw. Physically be there.
Got to be there to win the money. Yes, $10K, though.
$10,000.
Now, it's happening Friday the 6th of October. That's Friday week.
Yep, yep.
Now,
Righto.
if you think your burb has what it takes to deal with us in it, you need to register at the Nova Player because we could be coming to your neighbourhood and
Yeah.
everyone's invited.
Yeah, it's probably because it is us coming to your suburb. It's probably best to check with your local member and just see if they're cool with it. So
We don't do
see if we
welcome
need any
plates.
council approval or anything, you know, for the idea of us
We
being
don't
in
have to
your
do that,
suburb.
do they? No, we just, don't we
Fumigation,
just
maybe.
turn up?
I don't know. Some suburbs I go to and there's someone standing there saying no. No.
Categorically no. So
Reverse.
if you think you'd like us in your hood, hit us up at the Nova Player, all right? We could be coming. 10K will be won on the day.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
This time last week, I was over in Bali, snuck off for 5 nights.
You sick of me. That's your second trip to Bali this year, right?
Yeah, I got FOMO after I was there in the July holidays, so we hadn't
Yes.
been for 5
Yeah,
years, and
yeah.
realised that's the place for me.
And also, you had to go back and get your Bintang tattoo finished because they just did the outline.
Full sleeve.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me to another story because my wife Megan got tattoos last time, so she got another one to add to the story.
What'd she get this time?
Yeah, just a little.
Just a teardrop on her face.
That means you killed someone in prison, doesn't it? Yeah.
She got a little microphone to represent Cooper on some chain that she's got on her leg.
Oh,
And
that's
then-
cute.
And then something else. Anyway.
What about a microphone to represent what you do?
You do. Like, you talk into one
know, these
every
things.
day.
You know,
Like
that
Cooper
we're
does it
like,
occasionally.
We're literally surrounded by them.
But no, it's true.
Or is or on her little chain on her ankle? Is it like a losing tab ticket?
Oh, it's definitely a stab through the heart. That kind, that
Yeah,
tattoo
yeah,
people
yeah.
get. Anyway, I was down the front in the afternoons. Love to go down the front, just sit there and have a few beers with some of the local guys.
Where in Bali?
In Bali.
You mean on the beach?
On the beach,
Yeah, okay.
as a lot of people do,
Just
as
in
the
the front.
sunset goes down.
Beautiful, Sean.
And this, so I was just sitting down with the normal guys that I sit with Megan and the kids, and this young girl came along to join us, and she was friends of the Balinese guys that we're friends with.
Oh, okay, right.
So I introduced myself to her, and her name was Talia. She was from Byron Bay, and that she'd been over in Indonesia for a while on a surfing trip with her partner, who's now gone home. So she's mates with these guys, so then she comes in the afternoon like we do and just joins in on any conversation taking place.
Beautiful.
So that was good to meet her. And then Megan decides to bring up, for no particular reason, the reason why we're friends with a couple of these Barlow guys, in particular is one guy, G'day.
I've met him.
You would have. There's
What
a
did
few
you
of them.
say when you met him?
G'day.
G'day.
There'd only be one g'day.
There's only one
That would be
G'day
the
Barlow.
one.
Yeah, it's
That
only
would be the
yeah,
one.
there's
There's only
one
one-
known
there's
now.
only one
really,
good choice.
really
Yeah.
lovely
Only-
guy.
Yeah. So G'day saved me when I was drowning in Bali many years ago.
And you say that flippantly, but you were legitimately
Yeah.
in a lot of trouble, which is surprising because you're a great swimmer.
yeah, I'm a good swimmer. Yeah.
His life flashed before his eyes and it was just debt.
It was.
So you went out to save somebody else, right? And
Yes.
then you got that person was fine and you got into trouble.
Yeah, so when I went out there to save this person, and I remember so clearly, it was quite late at the night. I went out there, I swam out there in a heartbeat. Another person came out there on a longboard,
Yep.
Yes.
and I was able to get to this guy first. I asked him how he was. He said he was just concerned about his board. I told him how dangerous this was and we need to get in. So he was able to then jump on the longboard with this girl who took him in, and meanwhile I tried to swim in and I got stuck out there, and it
You're in all
all went
sorts.
terrible. So I was
Yeah.
in all sorts. So this guy saved me. Anyway, Megan brought the story up because that's how our friendship started with G'day. This girl had been sitting with us. She just went all quiet.
Yeah.
And she started asking questions about it. It turns out she was the girl who came out at the same time and got hold of the
She was the one on the longboard.
How many years ago was
10
this?
years ago.
And she just
was
wanders up the
15.
beach and sits down with you. She was 15
She
when
was
she did
15.
that.
So
And she knows G'day as well.
and Kutut.
What?
She didn't know Obi-Wan like he's just next door serving the Terps, but anyway, that's another story. But she was 15. She said she was sitting on the beach, just like I did, and watched this idiot in the water.
Yes.
Her parents were there and they'd had a fair few. And because she was a surf lifesaver as a 15-year-old, she thought she should go out there, grab a board, not like me, who thought I was Trevor
just
Hendy and
gonna
I'd just swim out there.
Yeah.
So she came after me and she saw she'd go and grab a big longboard off the beach and she swam out there and she was the one who took in the German guy
And left
then
you
I
out
was
there.
I was stuck out there.
So did you have a crack at it?
That's
Like, what'd you leave me out there
So
for?
she came in and Megan talked to her and the German guy
Yeah,
when they
right.
first came in and said, "Where's my husband? He's out there." And the guy said, "I don't speak English at this stage," which he did because he said to me, "I'm staying here because of my surfboard." And 10 years ago to the day, she just wanders up and she sits down.
I
next to us.
love
What are the
these
chances of
stories
that?
where
That's
the
great.
planets align. You hear these stories of when someone's married their partner and they've been together for 10 years and then they're looking through
Yes.
a baby book and then they see that they were next to each other in the delivery room.
Yes.
In the baby ward. The stuff like that are brilliant. I love those stories.
What are
And
the
that's what we
chances?
want. When something super
Yes.
unlikely and freaky happens.
An eerie coincidence.
Yeah. How's this? Where someone's going to score a family day out, right?
Where?
A family membership for a family to Adventure World.
Oh, come on.
Valued at $580 Australian dollars. Be quick and grab your discounted early bird season pass now at adventureworld.com.au.
Do I
Go
count
to
for
the
this
best
price?
story,
No.
okay? We need your stories about those eerie coincidences that left you just thinking, what are the chances of that happening?
Hey everyone, look who it is from the newsroom, Ellie.
Reluctant
Ellie.
Ellie, we call her.
Ellie.
Loves
guys.
sharing a story about her life.
I love it.
You've
You
got one.
can't shut me up.
I know.
So, obviously, Harry, our panel op, and myself, we both share the same birthday, 19th of December.
Yep.
We were also both born in 1992.
Yes.
And that's where the story is.
No, it's not.
it's not.
Same
Wait, no.
hospital.
Where does it go? Oh, sorry. And we're also born
in the same hospital.
In
Go.
the
And now
same
you also
hospital,
work
in the same building. And I've never met him before until we worked here together. So we were literally could have been separated at birth, went off and lived our lives,
Yep.
and now we work here.
Maybe you were switched.
Why did
I
you think
about
that
a
story
lot.
ended like half a sentence
Because I
in there?
forgot halfway through, sorry.
I did that earlier. It's the first day back. It's not. The brain's not working.
Thanks, Ellie. June's in Armidale. Morning, June.
Morning.
Hi,
Okay,
Junie.
June, talk to us. What's the eerie coincidence?
So about 20 years ago, my kids were little, and we were living in Merredin. We're driving from Merredin to Perth, and we're coming along, and all of a sudden this truck tyre comes off a truck and bounces over top of our car.
Oh, my
That's
God.
my worst
Absolutely
nightmare.
crapped myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't stop, kept going. Moved to Perth for about 10 years. We got to meet these people, great friends. We were driving one day, and we're talking about funny things that had happened, and I was telling him this story, and he goes, "Get out of here." He said, "I was the truck driver." He said, "You didn't stop." And I'm like, "You nearly killed me."
It didn't stop.
Oh, I honestly, I didn't think that's where I was going to go. I thought you were going to be talking about meeting the people in the car behind you that got a tyre through their windscreen.
No. And he goes, "You know, that truck caused this fire in the Kelleberrin and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, I just didn't stop. I absolutely crapped myself and couldn't stop.
And you know what?
June,
You know what?
that's amazing.
These one of the chances stories.
Yeah.
What's so great is not only the fact that you're meeting that person, but the conversation has come up.
Yes, that's right.
For you to be able to connect
Yeah.
on it. Because
Yes.
why would that conversation come up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You could have been friends and never brought
Unbelievable.
that story up
Yes.
ever again
Yep.
because it happened so
Yep.
long ago.
Anyway, that makes them even sweeter. Thanks,
Thank you, June. Sue, hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Sue, talk to us about your eerie coincidence.
Many years ago, we lived in a little house in Warnborough, and my kids were playing out the front, and I was just dropping my older daughter off at work, and I got a phone call from my daughter saying that the kids were playing out the front and they're playing with sticks and pretending to be like, cops and robbers or something.
Yes.
And one of the little boys down the street said, "Oh, that's not a real gun. I'll go and get mine." And he goes home and comes back with a real gun.
Whoa.
And the kids... My son wasn't very old at the time, so my neighbours called the police and pulled the kids into her house.
Oh, my God.
Meanwhile, I've got home and we're watching up the street, and sure enough, the cops were there, and they put the guy into the police van. It was a real gun.
Wow.
I still don't know if it was loaded or not.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward a few years, and my daughter starts going out with this guy, and we're getting quite serious, and then all of a sudden, I don't even know how they came up with the conversation. They've been together for a while.
Yeah.
And he said something about his half-brother used to live at this house near where we live.
Yeah.
And then he starts telling this story, and then my daughter starts filling in the pieces, and it was his half-brother.
His half-brother.
His half-brother.
Gun-wielding.
Gun-toting half-brother.
And he's actually a really nice bloke.
And you know what?
I've met him many, many times.
I would watch a reality show called
Gun-toting
Half-Brother. This week on Gun-toting Half-Brother, we meet Derek.
Sue, that's one out of the box for sure.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was. That was the reason we moved from that house.
Oh, because the gun-toting half-brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Sue. We are talking about eerie coincidences. I had one. Remember when I got robbed? I got home to find a guy robbing my apartment in Subiaco.
Yeah,
screamed, lost my voice. The neighbour who played rugby tackled him to the ground.
Yeah.
Well, the police, so they come and do all the forensics and everything, and the forensics guy called me in the afternoon and he said, look, and he was really awkward, like he couldn't really string a sentence together. I'm like, very good observing things, though. He said, I noticed when I was in your house that there was a photograph of a man and a woman on your fridge, and the woman was wearing white. I'm like, yeah, it's a wedding photo.
Yeah. Yes.
And he goes, okay, this is going to sound weird, but we're at a different robbery in North Perth, and the same photo is on the ground here.
So it sounds like someone connected to the wedding.
I know, that's right. So
they followed home the richest guests.
Sure. So my cousin, it was my cousin's wedding, and she'd sent them out as thank yous to all the people that sent presents or went to the wedding. And this woman hadn't been at the wedding. She worked with Viv, and she'd given her a gift. But the guy noticed that the photo was the same. What are the chances that that photo turned up on the same day?
You see so many stories now when someone gets home and there's a red mark on their letterbox, and that means they're being marked for a robbery because people have been casing out the joint. What if your cousin is in charge of some big ring where
that sounds
the
right.
mark is giving out a wedding photo of hers?
If you knew Viv, you'd know that was so true.
It sounds like a Viv thing.
It's a good idea.
Jeremy, hello.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, Jeremy.
Buddy. Okay, talk to us. What's the eerie coincidence?
So when I was like 8 or 9, my parents took me to the Gold Coast, as you do when you're a kid, and I was on one of the rides. And to get that little memento, we had a photo on the ride. And let's fast forward 28 years.
Yeah.
I am now dating a girl that was sitting next to me on that ride.
Oh, my God, Jeremy.
It wasn't your sister, was it?
Jeremy, so how did that conversation come about when you realised that was the case?
We were actually packing up the house. We were going through old photos. And my mum actually brought it out. She goes, oh, do you remember this? And I was like, yeah. Sure enough, we looked at each other and went, oh, my God.
Oh, my God. So was this the photo that you buy at the end that they take?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
So straight away, she would have seen in your mum's photos a photo that she thought was hers and gone, because it's exactly the same photo.
Yeah, she thought it was her photo. She thought I'd taken that photo from her house. I'm like, no, that's me.
That is insane.
That's insane.
Was she from here as well, and they'd gone on a family holiday too at exactly the same time?
Yeah. She's from down south, and I was in Perth, so no other way would have been better than that.
Don't you wish you found that out before your wedding, and that could have been your wedding invitations? Just that picture of you two screaming your box off.
I love those stories.
That's
a
incredible,
good one.
Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy. Debbie, hello.
Hi, how are you going?
Good, Deb.
Blow us away with an eerie coincidence, Deb.
Yeah, about 35 years ago, roughly, I was
I went to London for a working holiday, and I was in doing my washing in a laundromat. And back in the days, there was no mobile phone, so I was writing a airmail letter to my mum and dad, letting them know that I'm still alive.
Yes. Yep.
And there was a guy in the laundromat, and we ended up getting chatting, and he was an Aussie guy as well. And he says, "Oh, you're writing a letter to your parents? You're writing a letter." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Where are you from?" And I told him where I was from. And he was my next-door neighbour, but one, from Perth.
What?
And we were in London doing our washing at the same... And, he showed me his ID, and I showed him the letter on my address, and we were just absolutely blown away that we'd never met as neighbours, but here we were in London doing our laundry.
In the same laundromat. And
Debbie, I find that's
one
amazing.
house...
Yeah, one house from each other.
Amazing.
But this is the thing. Don't you feel like the universe has put you back together?
Yes.
Like, are you supposed to do something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the next step?
Yeah.
You just finish your laundry and walk away?
You fold your laundry first, and then you go. Yeah. Amazing. Thanks,
Good
Debbie.
question, by the way, because we all struck in those positions. Are we supposed to do
I
something?
know. You've been brought back for a reason. What's that reason? Vanessa's in Palmyra. Hey, Ness.
Hey, how you going?
Good, Vanessa.
Blow us away with your coincidence.
Yes.
So basically in 06 we went over to the grand final to watch the Eagles playing, and we thought it would be a great idea to make up a sign. So we had this sign that said, "My mum loves big cocks." Because was playing So the sign was quite a hit. We were like celebrities in Melbourne. Everyone wanted photos with us, and it was great.
It's the sign girls. Quick, everyone, get your cameras. Yeah.
We had photos with everyone. Strangers were coming up to us. Anyhow, fast forward a number of months later down the track, and my best mate goes on a date with some guy that she met on the internet, and they're sitting there talking about, what they've liked, things that they've done, their hobbies, and they talk about the Eagles and that they went over to the grand final in 06, and he goes, and she mentions the sign, and he goes, "We had photos with those girls." And she's like, "Are you serious?" And so then after the date, my girlfriend rings me up. She goes, "Bang, you've got to go check out and look at these photos, see if this guy's in your photos." And sure enough, there he is in the photos with his mates and our sign and us in there. And basically, they've now got married and they've got kids. And,
And he likes big cocks as well.
Yeah, who does?
That was on their wedding invite.
The sign was an absolute...
So what this is telling me is I need to check all my old photos and scour them to find...
Your partner.
My future partner.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah. So, it was really, really good.
They are
That's great. Thanks,
Thanks,
Vanessa.
But
everyone.
maybe the universe has put you together that you haven't acted on it, just like we were talking about. It seems to be...
Yeah, what's the next step? What's the next step if you don't marry him?
A family membership to Adventure World is our next step. It's valued at $580. Be quick and grab your discounted early bird season pass now at adventureworld.com.au. Great place to be all this summer. There's so many good ones. I'm going to go with Jeremy. The photo on the roller coaster. There's a lot that were fantastic here, but Jeremy, you're going to get that.
All yours, Jez. Well done.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Look, we know that you like to win money.
People are saying that they love money. Some people.
I like money because it buys you goods and services. Granted, not too many goods and services these days.
It's nothing quite like free money. Check this out.
Perth's favourite guessing game is back. And it's bigger than ever.
You're kidding me.
4 voices. $20,000. Mystery Voices is back for 2023.
I listen to Nova.
If you can correctly identify all 4 voices, you win $20,000. We're playing when you wake up with Nathan, Nat and Sean, and every hour while you work.
I listen to Nova.
Guess the voices. Win $20,000. So, what are you waiting for? Nova's 20K Mystery Voices. Can you pick them all?
I listen to Nova.
Guess our mystery voices and you could be off with 20K. Get into ABC Blinds and you can save up to 40% with their Offtober sale.
Yeah, she's back, everybody. Nova's 20K Mystery Voices.
You know the deal. 4 voices, guess them all. You win $20,000.
Unbelievable amount of money, but you need to hear the voices. Do you want to hear them
Yes,
for the
please.
first time? Let's go.
I listen to Nova.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wait, they're
Bit of a
doing
twang on
this
those.
sounds
One of them's a
robotic.
robot.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
Go do it again.
I listen to Nova.
Do it again.
I listen to Nova.
Remember, if you're the first person to identify one of those voices in the right spot, you score $1,000
I've
as well.
never been able to do this. This is not in my
we're quite bad at
wheelhouse.
No.
I tell you what, we are going to give you a bit of time to ruminate on
Yeah.
it. So your first chance to have a guess is
Yeah.
next Monday, but
Okay.
we'll be playing the voices heaps between
Well,
now
we
and then.
need to,
That's a big
because
head
to me,
up.
I cannot even. Okay, I'm going to listen to you listen to the first, you listen to the second, I'll listen to the third, and then we'll just let the fourth go.
I listen to Nova.
I didn't even listen.
Yeah.
Do it again. Why can I not concentrate? You do the first one. Okay.
I
you just-
listen to Nova.
No, Ben, I wasn't ready. All right, go.
I listen to Nova.
Okay, two.
I got the listen part.
Two.
Yeah.
Do it again.
I got the I part.
I listen to Nova.
No.
I know who mine is.
Do it again. Oh, shut up. How many cyborgs do you know?
Only one. That's why I know who it is.
Are you kidding me? Do they not all sound like they come with batteries?
Oh, you
Yes,
got it wrong.
they do. They do. All
Good
right.
luck with that, everyone.
So, having
20
said
grand.
that, 20 grand is up for grabs, and we can start guessing from Monday.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
After 11 p.m. on Saturday night, this was the sound of SciTech. That's right. Sunday night. Ambulances had to get there because these kids are doing this TikTok trend. They're thinking this is what it's associated with. And this is urbexing, which would floats my boat, really does. I love... No, I do.
Yeah, we don't condone it, but yes.
I love urban buildings and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
This stuff here is a little bit like they're climbing onto dangerous buildings. And they're
Well,
going-
clearly it's dangerous because the ambulance arrived.
But people have always been so infatuated with the SciTech Dome.
Yeah, I have been.
Yeah,
Long time.
so many people want to get up there. I suppose, especially since the day of selfies as well. That'd be an amazing selfie up there. A couple of years ago, one thing to get married.
Yeah, somebody got married.
Anyway,
there.
we've always been obsessed with that. But WA Police said the teenager, she's a 16-year-old, and 2 other juveniles climbed the roof of the building around 11 p.m. on Sunday night. She fell through a plastic skylight about 8 metres onto the pavement, breaking both her wrists and her pelvis. They say that the wrists, the bones were exposed.
Oh, so she's hit. So that's hit first by the sounds of it.
God, now.
And then onto her butt, basically, probably, and that's where her pelvis is broken. That makes we always ask whenever somebody breaks both their arms to go, oh, how are you going to wipe your bum? It's like, well, her bum's going to be pretty sore
your
as well.
bum's broken too.
God,
Imagine
that's
all of
dangerous,
it.
guys,
God,
yeah.
number 2, you'd be on a liquid diet, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Don't eat anything
No,
solid.
a lot of fibre.
You go through a lot of flannels. That's the only way I can see it. Flannel on a stick.
Well,
How are you holding it?
the
Getting your
CEO
mum to
of
hold it.
SciTech, John, has come out and he said, no, we can stop doing this.
Yes.
People keep trying to find new ways. It's dangerous, and this incident really demonstrates that. So if you're considering doing that, please do not try to access any roof on any public building.
It's
Well
so
said,
true.
John.
But you know what? As adults, we're looking at it and we're going, "Oh, you bunch of dickheads." We
Yes,
honestly do.
we
We
are.
go, "What it is?" But then
when you're
think
16?
think about when you're 16. The stuff we used to do. My brother took me to a railway crossing. You know, the automatic gates.
So a
that come
level
up.
crossing? Yep.
Yeah. So we used to play on that, and I used to only have the guts to hold on to it
As it was lifting?
from the middle of the gate, and then when it lifts, I only go up a little bit, and if it's getting too high, I could let go. My brother one time said no, he's going to get right on the end of the gate, and it went up, and he was stuck up there, and he couldn't shimmy down because there was nothing to hold on to, and his hands were slipping, and he had to start the entirety of a goods train.
Lots of trains going through
so
there.
many carriages on a goods train, and he's on there going, I don't know, and if he fell, he would have broken everything.
It's a lesson in gravity, isn't it?
It is.
Gravity hurts when you collide with the
definitely
ground.
that.
There's some things you just shouldn't climb. And
Yes.
that's what we want to talk about. Why you shouldn't climb things that you shouldn't climb. It's quite simple. Someone's going to get a $150 voucher to V-Race, Sean.
Oh, yeah, been there. That was great. Me and Harry went along.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Experience the rush of full-motion virtual reality racing these school holidays. You can book now at vrace.com.au. But the question is simple. Why you shouldn't climb things that you shouldn't climb?
Because we know you did it. Tell us what happened. Diane, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi,
You're in Cautionary Tales, Diane. What have you got for us?
So I went fishing with my brother, my son, and my niece and nephew.
Yeah.
And I threw out my fishing rod. Only been there 5 minutes. Threw it out. I got it snagged. So I thought, there's a pile of limestone rock, so I'll stand on top of that and see if I can get it unhooked.
Yeah, good idea.
Yep. Not a very good idea, because as I went to step off, my foot gave way, really sprained my ankle, grazed up all my knee, so I ended up with a really bad sprain, an infection in my knee, and a blood clot in my leg.
Oh, jeez.
Congratulations.
Di, once you
got all of it.
climbed up on the limestone and started tumbling, did you tumble all the way down to the water or not really? Just
It was almost like half in the water, half on the sand.
Yeah.
You know what sucks is that the water would have been a softer landing, but yet your body decided to go down to the rocks right next to the water.
It did, yeah. So I've got my 6-year-old there saying, Mama, you're all right, you're not going to die. I'm like, no, mate, it's all right. Just give me 5 minutes to just,
Got to get your thoughts
catch
together.
my breath.
There you go, everybody. So stay off the limestone rocks.
Yes.
Stay off the limestone rock.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Di.
Di. Chelsea, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, Chels, we're good.
What shouldn't you climb? Because you shouldn't climb it.
Well, we used to run the Rosemount Hotel in North Perth, and it was a hip-hop night, and there were some drunk guys, so we kicked them out. Anyway, it was about 5 hours later, we were cleaning up, and we noticed that one of the phone lines was red in the main bar, which meant someone was on the phone in one of the other bars that weren't open.
Yes.
Anyway, so we went down to the bar that was closed, and there was a guy lying there, both of his legs broken, and he tried to get back into the venue and fell through the skylight, broke both his legs, and then called his own ambulance. So he'd managed to crawl and then, ring his own ambulance.
Dragging his broken legs, Natalie.
He really should have dragged himself to the drive-through, though, if the ambulance was coming.
Well said, Nat. Well said.
That is so
I mean, but how funny. If the ambulance turned up and you're like, no, there's no one here. We don't know. You wouldn't have known.
Chelsea.
So he's climbing over. You can just imagine him grabbing the phone cord, dragging it closer to him.
You'd have to put yourself a stiff drink too, just to
you're in the bar.
Okay, so when you found him, what did you say? Like, what happened?
Well, we were just a bit shocked, and then I was pretty impressed, actually, because he dragged himself about 4 metres to ring the... But we always thought the Rosemount was haunted, so we were like, it's just one of the ghosts on the phone or whatever, having a joke.
No, it's actually him that fell through the skylight.
Skylights are dangerous. Don't mistake them for solid footing. Clearly, that's what we're learning from this. Thanks,
The
Chelsea.
Rosemount Hotel, that was an era I think a lot of us have gone through.
Yeah.
Chelsea, you're going to walk away with a $150 voucher to spend at V-Race. Get a load of that one, everyone.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Time for us to get out of here. We put in a solid first day
We
back.
have done so well.
My favourite was when Nathan just zoned out in the middle of his own sentence.
Seriously.
I don't know what I was talking
You know
about.
what? So you know when you have a good solid, like we had 10 days off, you know, when you come to work and suddenly for like a split second here and there you go, what am I doing again?
What do you mean a split
when
second?
you catch yourself in a moment. It's like, remember that time that I jolted in my seat and you said, what did you do? What are you doing? We're sitting in the studio. I said, I just panicked and thought I'm not wearing my seatbelt. And I'm not in a car.
Safety first, though. I mean, your instincts are solid. Tomorrow, the Premier will be joining us. Blondies will be back.
Blondies will be back
If you
again.
missed Blondies this morning, all the answers are blonde celebrities, and up for grabs is $500 cash plus $500 to spend at Morris Mead.
Bloody brilliant. And Ben, you've been working with us all morning, but you're doing the overtime, my friend.
Yeah, this side of the desk. Yeah, I'm on now, actually. Been stumped for about an hour after we played these mystery voices.
I listened to Nova.
It's been going in my head past hour.
Play them again.
One more time.
I listened to Nova.
Okay, so
got a twang to all of them, haven't they?
Data from Star Trek, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Metal Mickey. There's a throwback. Remember Metal Mickey?
Didn't his arm like spin around?
Yeah. He's like back in the day we had no TV, by the way.
Yeah.
If kids, if you're listening, you got everything. I hate you. But back in the day it was this Pommy show, and it was about a big bulky robot named Nicky that lived with the family, and he ate as his meal urinal soaps. I'm joking. They call them fizzy bombs or whatever. They were urinal
Was there
soaps.
a writer's strike back then too? What's happening?
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.